Europe is bracing for a winter split into two distinct acts. Early forecasts show December and early January will be mild and stormy, driven by a strong Atlantic jet stream. Snow will be limited to higher mountain elevations, with lower areas seeing rain and fluctuating conditions. But this mildness is only the beginning. From late January through March, a dramatic shift is expected. Cold Arctic air could surge south, bringing widespread snow and freezing temperatures. This two-part winter will impact everyone, from city dwellers to mountain communities. We'll explore the science behind this forecast, including the roles of La Niña and the polar vortex. We'll break down what these patterns mean for regions from the Alps to Scandinavia, and we'll discuss the uncertainties that come with long-range forecasting. The goal to give you a clear guide to the winter of 2025-2026. Let's dive into what may be a season full of cold surprises. Winter 2025-2026 is shaping up to begin with a pattern that's both mild and stormy across much of Europe, setting a tone that's quite different from the classic winter chill many expect. Instead of early deep freezes, much of the continent will experience unsettled weather, with temperatures running noticeably above normal for the season. A powerful Atlantic jet stream will surge across the region, bringing frequent bouts of rain and wind, especially to Central and Southern Europe. Cities and towns will see umbrellas become a daily necessity, and rivers may run high as persistent rainfall soaks the landscape. With these milder conditions, the snow line in the Alps and Pyrenees will be pushed higher than usual, hovering between 1,600 and 2,000 meters. Lower slopes will see patchy snow at best, while higher elevations cling to a thin white blanket. Lower and mid-altitude ski resorts may struggle to open runs, as rain and mild air erode early snowpacks, leaving muddy slopes and disappointed visitors hoping for a winter wonderland. Only the highest resorts, perched above 2,000 meters, will see reliable snow cover in December and early January, offering a haven for dedicated skiers and snowboarders. This unusual pattern is driven by a strong high-pressure system over Greenland and persistent low pressure over northern Europe, steering mild, moist Atlantic air across the continent and keeping true Arctic cold at bay. Northern Europe, especially Scandinavia, may still see more typical winter temperatures and occasional snow, but for most of Europe, the early season will be dominated by milder, wetter conditions. While this start may disappoint snow lovers and those dreaming of a white December, the frequent storms will load the atmosphere and the ground with much-needed moisture. That moisture will be crucial when colder air finally arrives later in the season, setting the stage for potentially heavy snowfall and dramatic winter weather in the months ahead. December may feel more like a lingering autumn than true winter, but beneath the surface, the atmosphere is preparing for a dramatic shift, a second act that could bring the real winter punch. So, while the early weeks may seem underwhelming, remember, the real winter is yet to come, and it could arrive with a vengeance. The Pacific Ocean's developing La Niña is more than just a distant oceanic event, it's a powerful climate driver with far-reaching effects. As cooler waters spread across the equator, subtle but significant changes begin to ripple through the atmosphere. This year, La Niña will quietly shape Europe's winter, influencing everything from temperature swings to the frequency and intensity of storms. La Niña strengthens and shifts the Atlantic jet stream northward, sending more frequent and intense storms toward Scandinavia and the UK, while also altering rainfall patterns across the continent. This means northern Europe is set for a colder, snowier winter, especially as the season progresses and the atmosphere responds to these shifting patterns. La Niña's influence is strongest when it interacts with other atmospheric patterns like the polar vortex, which can unleash bursts of frigid Arctic air. A weak La Niña, as forecast this year, increases the odds of high-pressure blocks in the North Atlantic. These blocks are key for letting cold air spill southward into Europe, setting the stage for wintry outbreaks. While La Niña doesn't guarantee a cold winter, it tips the balance, especially for northern regions, making cold snaps and snowfalls more likely than usual. Every La Niña is unique, and its effects depend on a complex web of other global drivers, such as the North Atlantic Oscillation and even distant volcanic eruptions. This year, its presence adds weight to the forecast of a colder, more intense second half of winter, with the potential for late-season snow and icy conditions. La Niña is a subtle but powerful force helping guide storms and cold air across Europe, shaping not just the weather, but daily life and travel. It's one of the main reasons forecasters expect a dramatic shift after the new year, with the potential for memorable winter weather events. The Pacific's whisper may become Europe's winter roar, reminding us how interconnected our planet's climate truly is. High in the stratosphere, the polar vortex acts as a barrier trapping Arctic cold near the pole. This swirling mass of cold air is a crucial component of our planet's climate system, influencing weather patterns far beyond the Arctic Circle. When strong, it keeps Europe mild. The stable vortex ensures that the frigid Arctic air remains confined, allowing for relatively warmer winters in many parts of Europe. But if weakened or disrupted, it can unleash severe winter weather. This disruption can lead to dramatic shifts, bringing blizzards and extreme cold to regions unaccustomed to such harsh conditions. Early models suggest the polar vortex may weaken in December 2025, supported by the easterly phase of the quasi-biennial oscillation. This phase is known to influence the strength and stability of the vortex, making it a critical factor in long-term weather forecasting. A weak vortex lets the jet stream become wavy, creating blocking highs over the North Atlantic. These high-pressure systems can significantly alter weather patterns, leading to prolonged periods of unusual weather. These blocks redirect the flow, opening the door for Arctic air to surge into Europe. The influx of cold air can lead to sudden and severe temperature drops, catching many off guard. This disruption is the wild card that could turn a mild winter into a memorably cold one. The unpredictability of the vortex's behavior adds an element of suspense to the seasonal forecast. The effects of a weakened vortex often take weeks to reach the surface, aligning with the forecast for a colder late winter. This delayed response means that the true impact of the vortex's state may not be felt until well into the season. The polar vortex's state will be the key factor to watch as the season unfolds. Its behavior will dictate whether Europe experiences a mild winter or faces the full brunt of Arctic conditions. If it breaks down, Europe could see a return to old-school winter-deep cold and widespread snow. Such conditions could disrupt daily life, from transportation to energy supply. The drama of winter 2025-2026 hinges on this stratospheric player. The polar vortex's influence is profound, making it a focal point for meteorologists and climate scientists alike. Meteorologists will be watching for any sign of disruption. Their vigilance is crucial in providing timely warnings and forecasts to the public. The fate of the season may rest high above our heads. As we go about our daily lives, the polar vortex silently shapes the weather, reminding us of the interconnectedness of our planet's climate systems. The most dramatic polar vortex disruption is a sudden stratospheric warming, or SSW. In an SSW, stratospheric temperatures can rise by 50 degrees in days, shattering the vortex and reversing winds. This triggers a buckling jet stream and high-latitude blocking, letting Arctic air flood south. SSWs often lead to a negative North Atlantic oscillation, bringing cold and snow to northern and western Europe. The forecast for 2025-2026 shows a heightened risk of SSW, thanks to La Niña and the easterly QBO. If an SSW occurs, expect a prolonged cold spell, potentially 10 to 30 days of deep winter. Meteorologists will watch for signs, like the Madden-Julian oscillation entering key phases. An SSW could be the trigger for Europe's coldest, snowiest weeks. The Alps and Pyrenees will feel the two-act winter most directly. Early season mild storms and high snow lines, 1,600–2,000 meters, mean only the highest resorts will build a solid base. Lower and mid-altitude resorts may struggle with rain and fluctuating snow cover. The Pyrenees, with generally lower elevations, face a slow start. But from late January, a colder pattern could bring deep powder to all elevations. If blocking patterns set up, Arctic air will drop snow lines and deliver classic powder windows. Central and Eastern Alps and even the Carpathians could see especially favorable conditions. South flow storms from the Mediterranean may bring huge snow to southern slopes during block patterns. While early winter may frustrate, patience could be rewarded with a snowy, memorable finish. The best skiing may come late, so keep your gear ready. The mountain's fortunes will turn with the season's second act. Northern and northeastern Europe are set for a colder, snowier winter than recent years. Scandinavia, the Baltics, northern Germany, and Poland will feel the brunt of Arctic air, especially as La Niña and a weak polar vortex align. High-pressure blocks near Greenland will open the door for frigid air from Siberia and the Arctic. While the rest of Europe starts mild, the north will feel winter's bite early and often. If a sudden stratospheric warming occurs, this region will be hit first, with prolonged cold and snow. The classic beast from the east pattern could return, bringing severe winter weather. There will be fluctuations, but overall, snow will be more common than rain, even in west-facing Norwegian resorts. Expect a sustained snowpack and a winter that feels genuinely cold. For northern Europe, this could be a return to the winters of old. Warm oceans are fueling Europe's winter storms. North Atlantic and Mediterranean sea surface temperatures are above average, loading the atmosphere with moisture. Early in winter, this means heavier rain and high snow lines, especially in the mountains. But when cold air arrives, the same moisture will drive intense snowstorms. Meanwhile, low Arctic sea ice and rapid Siberian snowpack growth are reinforcing cold air masses. A warmer Arctic encourages high-pressure blocks, helping cold air escape south. The Pacific blob may add even more moisture, though its effects are harder to predict. These factors combine to set the stage for major snow events once the pattern shifts. Warm seas and Arctic changes are amplifying the potential for a snowy, memorable winter. When the cold comes, it will have plenty of fuel. Long-range forecasts are guides, not guarantees. The biggest wild card is a potential sudden stratospheric warming. If it doesn't happen, the second half of winter could stay mild. The polar vortex might remain stable, keeping Arctic air locked away. Short-term drivers like the Madden-Julian Oscillation can trigger or delay cold spells, but are hard to predict far in advance. The forecast highlights a strong risk of a dramatic late winter shift, especially for northern Europe. But flexibility is key. Conditions can change quickly. The best powder days and coldest spells may shift by weeks. For now, Europe prepares for a winter of two halves, ready for whatever surprises the season brings.